deep in the world below. In the world below that, there is a city where it always rains. But at the center of that city, a beacon shines beneath the clouds, its ceiling filled with the moss, whose wings glitter and glisten as they burn. And in that bright place, a servant waits on bended knee. Your lady stands before you, resplendent in her magnificence, surrounded by her subjects. You doubt me. We do not doubt you, my queen. The only means. I know what I mean, dear heart. Allow me to. I don't get it. Going back like that, we wouldn't even be ourselves then, right? No, brother. Your caution is warranted. The woman holds her head, wincing through her words as her brother steps close to steady her. If we do this, the worlds above and below will never be the same. I, Queen, silences them all with a gesture and looks to you, her soldier, her will made real. Fly, warrior. Show them what happens to those who defy the will of Elhalis. Yes, my queen. You are a shadow that passes in the light. The words of your queen bear you up out of the blazing sunlight and into her swirling rain. The great river spreads out below you as you slice through the mist, the grey sky, until you reach a place you have not been for a very, very long time. The earth shakes as you emerge from that anointed world into this accursed one, seeking your prey. It takes no time to find her. The creature doesn't even have the sense to hide. Realm Walker. Chapter 1. One Day More. Earlier that morning, you and all your friends gather in the ballroom of Valax's palace, servants and guards bustling about. Thank you again for offering to help set everything up. I must admit I am a bit out of my depth. I still can't believe you're actually throwing a party for all of the Ashen. I can't believe you know what a party is, Violet. Well, don't be rude. She took us to a party in the Shadow Realm, remember? Yeah, but it was filled with creepy-mouthed people and rich a-holes. So not that different from the Light Realm, after all. Well said, Princeling. Please, stop calling me that. We don't want my presence near White Tower getting back to my father. Besides, I prefer to leave that part of me behind. Those who deny the past are doomed to repeat it. And those who linger in the past are likely to get knocked overboard. Orcish saying, not that I trust you, Princeling, but it's good to keep that in mind. Oh, it's our buddy Wallace. Wallace is excited to help too. So, what do you need us to do, Valax? I have already consulted Cade on entertainment. It's gonna be something. It can't possibly be any worse than the play you took me to where everyone died at the end because of basic miscommunication. That's one classic, Cherta. The performers are still getting set up. Perhaps the two of you could oversee them. I'll make sure everyone's instruments are in tune. I volunteer to supervise all of the snacks. That was absolutely worth getting a kitten sitter for. Threp goes bounding off through the air while Cade and Cherta head in the direction of the stage. Let's just hope there will still be some snacks left for the rest of us after Threp gets to them. Oh, you worry too much. One must move like the river through the trees, Mal. I believe the phrase the children outside the forest use is, go with the flow. I've arranged for there to be a dueling ground, Tyril, as I understand that is a common elven custom. Well, we know where Elf Boy is going to be all afternoon. If you're looking for something to do, you could duel me, Mal. I wouldn't underestimate Mal. Rain knows better than to count me out. You've gotten me out of enough tight situations. I've learned never to doubt you. Mal grins as he slides his arm around your waist and pulls you closer, then Tyril clears his throat. Well, Rain's always been an optimist. Did I mention she loves me? Yes, Mal. A lot. But if you wish, Valax, I will see to the dueling grounds and ensure everything is prepared. Wallace lets out a few excited chirps as he barrels after Tyril. I always knew he was a born fighter. He takes after his parents. That just leaves the matter of Aerin. I entrusted her with the cleaning, the guest rooms, but I fear that was too much work for a single person. Unfortunately, I gave her the palace keys, and I don't wish for her to think she has failed me as I ask for them back. Not to fear, Rain, and I can handle that. Mal directs your attention towards where Aerin is hurrying across the ballroom as Valax addresses the rest of your friends. What's the play, Kit? Pickpocket her way, Mal taught me. Determine where the keys are, or let Mal show off. Pickpocket. You give Mal a small smirk as you head over to the woman, getting closer to her. You place your free hand against her elbow as your other hand dips in her pocket and plucks out a ring of keys. You just earned EXP. Pardon me, Aerin. Of course, go right ahead. You stroll back to Mal, proudly letting your prize dangle between your fingers. And so the student has become the master. As Mal goes to deliver the keys to Valax, you head over to where Imtura and Nia are working on the other side of the ballroom. Imtura is carrying a tower of chairs over to a dining table, while Nia is using her magic to propel confetti high into the air, freezing it in place. That should be enough seating. Whee! Damn. I love seeing you let loose, Nia. It's not nearly as fun without you. Reach over and take her hand, her fingers sliding in between yours like they belong there. Good thing I'm not going anywhere then. There's nothing else I'd rather be. My love. I don't think I've ever get used to being able to say that. We just need more practice. There's still plenty left to decorate. Unfortunately, the chandeliers are a little high. I've got a good arm, but I think that streamers need a gentler touch. Oh, don't worry about that, Imtura. I can just do it with my magic. Slingshot them into place, lift them with my staff. Hooking a section of the streamer on one end of your staff, you rise it above your head, draping it through the chandelier. Who needs magic when you've got a really long stick? Spotting Aerin hovering awkwardly in the corner of the ballroom, you leave Nia and Imtura to handle the rest of the decorations. Doesn't seem like you're getting much work done over here. I'm trying to stay out of everyone else's way. I fear if Tyril spots me, he'll attempt to throw me into a duel. I'd like to see that. You're tougher than you look. That is a matter of opinion, and yours is not one I share. Once you've finished getting the ballroom set up, you and your friends gather outside of the palace. I think that's everything. Now, we just have to wait for the guests to arrive. I'd rather not. The party hasn't even started yet, and you're already sick of hosting. Cut us some slack, that man. This is the first day we've had off since we saved the world. Again. we do have a few hours to kill before the party. We might as well make the most of them. The weather today is rather lovely. It's the perfect time to go to that cabin in the forest I've been reading about. He leans in to whisper to you, her breath tickling your ear. It could be romantic, scary, and romantic. I've been meaning to explore the little cave outside of town. Feels like ages since I've been near the ocean. No? What, no innuendo? No exploration joke? She bites her lip, her tongue sliding along her tusks for one tantalizing moment. Don't need 'em when I'm already in your head. I think I'll stretch my wings and go for a flight. Make sure everything is in order. Valax, it sounds like work. He looks up at you sheepishly, a little blush dusting her cheeks. It wouldn't feel like work if I was with you. I have some potions I need to finish, though I would very much appreciate your insight, Rain. I'll be working on a personal project of mine. Lately, I have found myself dabbling in poetry. What genre of poetry is this? Lord Star Fury. The kind I would read to you every moment of every day until I die, if you would like me to. Not a word, Mel. Hey, you're the only one getting more involved in the arts, elf boy. I'm gonna go work on my poetry. You should come, Rain. I know how much you like getting messy. Only if you promise to clean me up after. I think that can be arranged. Spend time catching up with your companions. They all have lots to share. Every single one of them is 20 diamonds. Let's just start with the top and we'll work our way all through these. Get ready! You and Tyril head back to the palace and get settled in the Valax's candlelit library. So what is the poetry project you've been working on? I am writing a poem about our adventures in the style of Fiula of House Dawnstrider. It's completely understandable if you haven't heard of her. I don't believe most of her works have ever made it out of Undermount. What makes her poetry so special? She transformed her subjects into archetypes, distilling them into only a few traits so she had more freedom in her storytelling. She needed it too, as she was very funny, like the satiriest. Are you writing a satire, Tyril? Oh, no, not at all. I simply find her style of characterization less intimidating. Walk before you run, you know? Sound like you got a pretty good handle on it, so what do you need me for? The trouble is I am on several minds about what you defining traits should be. Every time I choose one, I feel like I'm leaving something out. Well, did you mention how I refused to give up, the epic fights I won, my good looks? How I refused to give up. Yes, your determination was near the top of my list. The only complication is how difficult it is to rhyme. It has to rhyme, too? Kate's songs don't always rhyme. I like structure, Rain. They soothe me. Okay, what about courage, then? You could rhyme it with the forage, storage, porridge. You said it in the Parnesian accent, I guess. That's a start. Now, every hero has a fatal flaw, Rain. What would you consider yours? Oh, that feels like a trick question. You're sure this isn't going to be satire? I swear, I have no intention of making fun of you or any of our friends. Except, Mal. I am only asking because I personally find it hard to find any fault with you. That's just because you love me too. Perhaps, but to me, you are perfect. Okay, let's say my flaw is care more about my friends than the world. Fruit with everything that moves. Technically. Don't have one. I'm gonna go with flirt with everything that moves, because I don't really have a structured relationship yet. We haven't picked any specific person yet, and vice versa. Really, when it's you, that almost feels like some sort of skill. It has gotten us out of quite a few scrapes. But I feel like most people in Morella think you should pick one person and settle down. Well, I don't mind it. Your extremely tall, extremely powerful, extremely poetic companion looks down at his feet. Honestly, it's very flattering that as much as you enjoy flirting with others, I still get to keep a part of you. Of course you do, Ulu Valaror. So, can I hear a little bit of the poem, if it's ready? It is most certainly not ready, but if I hide it forever, it will never see the light, so... He carefully turns the page in his book and then begins to recite. The woods were dark and deep, the night was cruel and clear, but when our heroes returned, long-suffering, to the land that they held dear, "Do not go," the goblin said, and so the trees did sway. "Tarry here a little longer before you meet the day." Rhyming is hard. What are you talking about? That was great. I am so glad you think so, though I still feel it needs more work. How about you read the part about fighting the Dreadlord? I haven't gotten to that part to rhyme consistently yet. I still want to hear it. You can tell he's fighting the rush of blood to his cheeks as he clears his throat and starts to read again. A fog hung low on broken stone, with fire down below, and yet Rain the brave knew where she must go, to save her brother long lost and a world lost too. He sighs. The rhymes are far too simplistic, hardly fitting for an epic such as this. The first draft is meant to be bad. Do you know how many bad first drafts I've read of Cade's? So many. But each word you write is an opportunity to get better. But I don't know how to get better. That's the problem. Well, practice doesn't make perfect, but it certainly helps. Cade wrote and wrote and wrote. He sang and sang, and even the bad work stretched the muscles, you know? You are very wise, Rain. Cade's the one who came up with that. Even if I had to repeat it to him all the time, art is hard, but I think that's part of why he did it. Then perhaps you can help me come up with some better rhymes for this section. You help Tyril with his poetry. I can certainly try. Hands on. You follow Mal down a creaky set of stairs to a surprisingly comfortable wine cellar. Wine? I thought we were making pottery. That I read as poetry earlier, don't at me. I'm borrowing this place from a very nice cow-faced lady who... Am I to tell her where to put her workshop? Please tell me she knows we're here. Who do you take me for? A thief. Mal puts a mock, offended hand on his chest, and you raise a skeptical eyebrow in response. The kiln takes 12 hours to get going, and she's kind enough to fire it for me when she knows I'll be stopping in. Should I be worried? Is this another Contessa situation? Nothing of the sort. She has a very nice wife, and I will pay her for this wine, I assure you. Gives the bottle and pours you each glass. You take a sip, savoring the deep fruit flavor and with just a touch of bitterness. So, how did you get into pottery anyway? I never took you for much of an art guy. Sits down on what appears to be a small, circular table. I'm none, but I don't do well with silence, and this is a great distraction. Plus the kids keep breaking all the tableware, and I can't keep stealing new sets. I thought you'd enjoy the lower stakes, you know, after all the saving the world and fighting for our lives. Too bad doing nothing just fills my head with bees. Maybe you should take up beekeeping. Have you met our party? I'd say I already have. He takes a hunk of clay from a bag and places it on the table. Soon the round surface begins to spin slowly. How are you doing that? A kick wheel. You look down to see a large disc which turns as he pushes it gently with his foot. Now, this takes a bit of coordination. You wet your hands when you place your hands around the clay and turn the wheel. As the clay gets wetter, you press your fingers into the top to create a cavity so that it's a pot and not, well, you know, a very impractical melee weapon. He's moving slowly for your benefit. It's still pretty impressive to watch the solid mass transform under his deft hands. Alright, your turn. I will give it a try. He sets up a new hunk of clay, then offers you the stool, taking up his wine glass again as he lounges against the wall. Figure out the wheel first. It can be tricky. You'll get frustrated if it messes up the actual sculpting. Does it matter which direction I go? Nope, it's pottery, not magic. I see why you like this. It's forgiving. Just wait until you make the wheel move too fast. I took a pot to the face before, and that was not fun. Did it hurt? Only my pride. Gradually, you start to get the hang of the process, shaping the clay beneath your fingers. There you go, kid. Now place your fingers at the top. You do as you're told, sliding your hand along the top edge of the clay and reaching downward. It gives way beneath the pads of your fingers, hollowing out. Wow. Wheel slows to a stop as you admire your handiwork. Not half bad. A hell of a lot better than my first attempt, that's for sure. Then, I think I deserve a reward. Oh, do you now? He slowly, carefully, teasingly picks up the pot you made and places it on the drying shelf. Then he steps close so your back is pressed against his chest. He kisses your neck softly, whispering in your ear. And just what were you thinking you deserved? A kiss would be a good start. You turn to look over your shoulder only for him to spin you around and crash your lips together. There's desperation to his every touch, to the way his lips move against yours, and as though he's trying to drink you down like you're the finest vintage. Am I on the right track? He licks over your lower lip, briefly snagging it between his teeth as his eyes sparkle with mischief. You slide your fingers into the short strands of his hair as he kisses down your neck, nipping at your collarbone just enough of a sting to make you gasp. Mal, this smirk alone is enough to have heat pooling in your belly, longing for more of him. For whatever you can get, you drag him up into another kiss, reveling in the smoky flavor and sweet wine you taste on his tongue. I'll take that as a yes. You pepper kisses along the rough edges of his jaw, enjoying every sound you can draw from him with a simple tug of his hair. He pulls you closer, his hips pressed briefly against yours so you can feel just how badly he wants you. What do you need, Rain? We're going this fast. Wow. Just keep kissing me. Funny, that's just what I was going to say. You savor every sensation of him as he draws you into another kiss, his golden amber scent like lithe muscles and soft hair. But most of all, you savor how it feels to be wrapped in his arms, held like a cherished treasure he swiped from a long-forgotten temple. Great minds. He bears you down to the cellar floor, his lips never leaving yours as he tucks you into his side. You cup his face in both of your hands, smearing leftover clay across his cheeks, but as you pull back, he chases after you. You got cozy making pottery with Mal. I'm getting you dirty. Good. Then his lips are on yours again, and you can't bring yourself to care about anything except how serene it feels. I love you, Mal. Don't think I'll ever get used to hearing you say that. But I love you too, kid. And just like that, time slips away as you lose yourself in his gentle embrace. A woodland meeting. Following into the foggy woods in the foothills of Valax's palace, light barely filtering in through the thick canopy above. So where are we going again? There's a cabin around here from the height of the Shadowcourt's war with the Ash Empire. Think of the history that could be waiting out there. Kate is a very bad influence on you. Excuse me, Cade was a very good influence, thank you. We taught each other how to throw a punch. You're not helping your argument. As you keep moving, the fog gets thicker, choking almost even through the wind whistles through the trees. The fog doesn't move. Then a twig snaps in the dark depths of the forest. Ah! She clings to your arm like a panicked cat. Are you scared? Self-conscious, she untangles herself from your arm, looking down at her feet. I know it's silly to be frightened of something like this, considering everything we've been through, the Dreadlord, Ash Empress, Aerin, but I can't help it. Don't worry, I'll protect you. You promise? No heart symbol on that one. As much as I can protect the most powerful priestess in Morella. I don't know that I'm the most powerful. There's nothing wrong with being scared, though. Like you said, there are things out there like the Ash Empress, the Dreadlord, and Aerin. Are you guys doing okay? I don't know. I mean, he's trying. Trying doesn't mean succeeding. If you wanted him to stay away, I'm sure he'd understand. But it's my issue, Rain. You don't owe him forgiveness. I know, but I want to see him get better, to be the person he's trying to become. But the risks are too high for you personally. Exactly. As much as I wish I could forgive him, follow the temple's teachings, I can't. Maybe that makes me a bad priestess. We all have our flaws, Nia. No one expects you to be perfect. It's how you grow that matters, and growth takes time. Well, maybe we can help this forest grow a little faster by clearing out this fog. Nia guides you through the motions to channel the light through the fog, warming the space until it begins to dissipate. Are you scared of anything? Of course I am. I'm afraid of... dying? No. Losing the ones I love? I've already felt that. Letting people down? Yep. You could never. I have and I will, but that's why it's a fear of mine. I know how it feels. Oh, you've never let me down. Not even when you know. Died? No, not even then. Those were the scariest days of my life, but you came and found me and brought me back. I just wish we could have returned the favor. As your magic burns the fog away, you spot a small cabin in the distance, surrounded by old trees. There, that's what I was looking for. Nia eagerly rushes into the long-abandoned cabin, where you're surprised to find lots of books. Valax told me during the Civil War the Dreadlord began hoarding magical information in caches all around the Shadow Realm. And this is supposedly one of them. Why are you looking for books on dark magic? The Temple of Light locked so much knowledge away, worried that people were going to use it for ill. If we want to fix things, we need to understand them, and as we now know, the dark magic doesn't always have to be dark. The two of you quickly get to work searching the titles, but you've checked every shelf. Nia sinks into a chair in frustration. All these vampire romances are lovely, but they're not what I'm looking for. Well, all's not lost. How about we check out the bedroom? You always have the best ideas. I know. You stumble into the room as Nia leaps into your arms, letting your momentum carry you onto the bed, soft plush beneath you. How is it so nice in here? Shouldn't it be dusty? She shrugs innocently, even as her cheeks flush and her eyes sparkle with a hint of mischief. Magic. You laugh and lean up to capture her lips in a sensual kiss, sliding your hand around the back of her neck. She barely pulls away as you gasp in a breath, instead peppering your face with soft, affectionate kisses. You did the magic cleaning thing when I was checking the Direwolf romance shelf, didn't you? Maybe. The moment soon carries you both away, and you're so eager to taste her that sometimes forget to breathe, leaving you both panting. She runs her hand down your chest, and even through your clothes, you can feel the heat of her touch. So, this was your plan all along. Maybe. With the light streaming in from the window, her skin seems to glow, beautiful, angelic, and you can't help but stare. She kisses you again, long and deep, as her fingers intertwine with yours, pressing you into the bed with a mix of innocence and need. Rain, let me give you what you want. We have to keep it PG-13. I just want to keep kissing. That sounds lovely. She curls up next to you on the bed, tucked perfectly in your side once your arms are wrapped around her. Better than some dusty old books. She looks up at you with big, beautiful eyes so easy to get lost in. There's nothing better in the world than getting to spend time with you. You've been reading too many romance novels. You don't need romance novels to feel love. You like it. I do. I love you, Rain. I love you too, Nia. And the two of you stay cuddled up like that. Dear Pixelberry, please, no more love interest. Seriously. We'll do Aerin. He's not technically a love interest, I don't like him. Anyway, Aerin walks you through Valax's royal orchid. More at ease than you think you've ever seen him. So, you're doing alchemy surrounded by flammable trees because that seems dangerous. I technically work on most of my potions in the greenhouse to keep the fumes vented and not accidentally burn anything down. But I get most of my supplies out here. What are we looking for then? He points to the glowing fruit hanging in the branches above you. Those orchids, or orchards, were subjugated to many chaotic storms in the past, which has changed the very properties of the fruit they produce. Once I've tried one and determined the properties, I can distill it into a potion. You mean just put them in your mouth? What if they're poisonous? Some of them have been. I'm pretty sure I've used nearly all of a darn stock of antitoxins at this point. You fix him with a stern look, and the humor drains from his face as he refuses to meet your gaze. In an ideal world, I would not be the one taking on the risk, but you all gave me a second chance. I have to prove I deserve it. Aerin, we don't keep you around just because for being useful. You have an inherent value as a person, and you are trying. Do try to be less trying. Aerin, what have I told you about couching your feelings and humor? Sorry, haven't. Also, for the record, being useful doesn't have to mean risking your life on chaos peaches. It's a good name for them. Aerin picks one of the glowing fruits and rolls it in his hand. This particular berry seems to have been mixed with aspects of birds that frequently nest in trees. Did you grow feathers when you ate it? I am not answering that. Maybe he came from the other book. Haha! Aerin gathers a few handfuls of the berries before bringing them over to a pot hanging above the fire and tossing them inside. But in a potion form, the effects can be distilled into animal speech or flying. Seriously? When combined with 2 stabilizers, absolutely. What happens if you skip the stabilizers? You turn into the blob. Feathers. Ah, I knew it. I want to try flying potion. He hands you a glowing red bottle. It was villain red, or very unappealing shade of yellow. Red seemed better. Just try just a drop or 2 first. We don't want the effect to last too long. Worried I'll fly away? Perhaps. You pour a couple of droplets on your tongue, swallow them, close your eyes, and wait. Rain, can you open your eyes extremely calmly? He sounds strangely far away, and your eyes shoot open to see the ground is now far below you. What the hell? But when you don't immediately fall, you find yourself relaxing, tilting your body to the side so you can glide through the air. I'm flying. Wasn't that supposed to be with the potion dead? You feel light as a feather as you span and tumble above him, but the moment you feel gravity begin to tug at you, you land. Bravo. That's enough excitement for a little while, I think. Though, this next batch needs to simmer for at least an hour before I can distill it. That's enough time for you to show me what else you're working on. There's not many more successes to tell. Though I did figure out how to make drinkable static electricity. Oh, I bet that's fun. And you haven't used it to prank Mel yet? I admire your restraint. That certainly would liven up the party today. I honestly am surprised. I'm looking forward to it. There haven't been many parties that I've wanted to be at or wanted me there. You can really make anything depressing, Aerin. It's a talent. I think I'd rather you use your talents on potion making, if it's all the same to you. How'd you get into alchemy anyway? I don't think I ever asked you. My mother had a special interest in potions, actually. From what I've heard, it made her very popular in court. After she passed, I suppose I felt someone should carry on her legacy. And it was a way to feel close to her. Well, given all you've accomplished with him, I'm sure she'd be proud. You catch just the hint of a smile on his face as you take in a seat in the grass, basking in the midday sun as he tends to his pot. To the beak. And Valax head out into an open field where there's plenty of space for her to transform. Does it still hurt doing this? No more than lifting heavy things. In my experience, lifting heavy things can sometimes hurt a lot, if lifted improperly. Her laugh becomes deeper and deeper until it's accented by a soft purple glow as her body twists into a new shape. Not if you stretch first. She lowers her head down to the ground so that you can easily climb onto her back. You give the top of her head a playful pat. Mush. Really? She gives you the most unimpressed look she can manage, with you sitting above her arm. Whenever you're ready? That's better. The villages and farmlands spread out beneath you, a patchwork quilt of different colors far below as you soar through the clouds. Hey, Valax, do a flip, a dive. I'll do a flip. Hold on. Sorry, I'm not doing the roar. You cling to her neck as she rolls through the air, your stomach churning as you hang upside down for a moment. Then everything is right side up once again, and you let out a nervous laugh, adrenaline still pumping. Okay, I think that's enough excitement for me. Don't worry, I would never let you fall. She lights on the high peak of the mountain and lets you step off before returning to her usual form. Come, there is something here I want you to see. She turns to you slowly, and you can't keep your jaw from dropping at the view of the entire valley spread out before you. Wow. I know it's a little silly, but when I came up here the first time, I thought of you. I'd never flown for myself before, looked around for myself, and I guess... She gestures to the stunning vista ahead of you, a smile lighting up her face. That's what you gave me, Rain. The world. It's sweet. I love getting to see you live. After so many years of being beholden to someone else, you more than deserve the chance to enjoy everything that's out there. I don't know about that. There are still so many wrongs that need to be righted. But it is far more difficult than I expected. My mother and her nobles always made ruling look so easy. It is easy when you don't actually try to do right by anyone. Yet you have no formal training, and all of this comes to you so naturally. I was made to help my people, to bring them safety, honesty, and I still failed. Valax, you were made by the Ash Empress, who wasn't great on all the honesty and safety for all Ashen front. Cut yourself some slack. I can't, Rain. Not when I've done so much damage. You made a mistake. You trusted the wrong person. That's something that's happened to all of us. It's really only a mistake to you. Even when I hurt you and your loved ones. I've hurt a lot of people too, and you're doing what you can to try and make up for it. It doesn't feel like enough. Our worlds shift all the time in front of us. I mean, I only found out about the true nature of magic recently, and that changed everything for me. Sometimes all you need is a new perspective to start down the right path. That's part of why I came up here. Looking down on everything, it helps clear my head and remind me of what I'm doing this all for. I like being able to share it, though that's new. I really want to kiss you. Are you a mind reader now? Because that's just what I was thinking. One of my many talents. You pull her to you playfully, and a soft blush dusts her cheeks when you lean in close. She always turns surprisingly shy when you touch her like this, like she's discovering it all for the first time again. Don't keep me waiting. Close the last of the distance between you, your lips finding hers and her eyes flutter shut. You kiss her softly, gently, like she's a sculpture made of glass, beautiful, fragile, and meant to be cherished. You always do this to me. Do what? Steal all my thoughts from my head. Make me forget everything but you. Pick up your cheek in her hand and slides it around the back of your neck to draw you into another kiss. There's heat to this one, only growing when she nips at your lower lip before soothing the same spot with a tender lick. Valax. She places a kiss to the corner of your lips, then another to the curve of your jaw before she finally ducks her head to kiss your neck. Her hands glide down your chest. Even over your clothes, it leaves you aching for more of her touch. What do you want, Rain? I just want to hold you. That sounds lovely. She slowly lowers you both to the ground, leaning up against a piece of stone, and you slide under one of her strong arms. You're a natural at this, you know? I've simply studied your movements, strengths, weaknesses. The same tools it takes to hunt you are extremely useful in pleasing you. I've never heard it put that way. Never thought I'd be saying this, but that's actually kind of hot. You run your fingers along the marbling of her lavender skin, only for her to take your hand and lacing your fingers together. As if you did not find me attractive from the moment you laid eyes on me, enemy or not. No way. You were the one that was into me. Perhaps that was simply an act to lull you into a false sense of security. You remember I escaped, don't you? She grins as she leans over to kiss you, her laughter spilling into you full of warmth and light. Her eyes sparkle with affection as she gives your lips a final peck before snuggling into your side. I have to say, I never expected any of this. Some of the best things in life come as a surprise, and this is certainly one of them. lost in the waves. The tide tugs at the shore as you and Imtura step onto the sand, looking down the coastline. I still can't believe I've never seen the ocean until a couple of years ago. If it makes you feel better, I don't think I saw real land until I was nearly 10. There's nothing like listening to the waves on the shore, though. She lets out a sigh, falling silent as she stares out at the horizon. Something on your mind, Imtura? Just a feeling I haven't been able to shake, not since my mom died. Someday, I'll be a part of this, the winds, ocean, elements. It will all be me, but not me at all. That sounds... I want to say peaceful. Really? I feel like people born outside of the fleets think it's weird. Honestly, it sounds really soothing. Plenty of people believe that a person becomes part of something greater when they pass on, though. Do you think it's weird? No. I mean, maybe, not for me, but when you grow up surrounded by people who think like you don't realize what other people might think. I didn't realize that kind of thing mattered to you. Generally it doesn't, but I guess a part of me is nervous, and has been since I lost my mom. I mean, what if I'm wrong? Well, hopefully, we're not going to have to figure that out for a very long time. You're right. I've clearly been spending too much time around Mile. I'm becoming a cynic. I'm sure a swim will clear you right up. Hells yeah. She throws off her clothes and runs for the surf, and you quickly strip down to follow her. Race her to the water, splash her in the face. I'll race. I'm gonna beat you. You sprint across the sand to catch up with her, and she looks over her shoulder with a grin. Oh, no you don't, Landran. You duck your head down and charge for the water, but she's got too much of a lead. Imtura rushes into the waves, leaping into them, throwing up a huge splash of water in the process. Cease fire! I don't like seeing you back down from a fight. It feels weird. Who said I was backing down? You slap your hand across the top of the water, sweeping it up and sending it right at her. Hey, that's cheating. I call it a strategy. You chase each other through the shallows, getting thoroughly soaked as water flies through the air. Finally, she leaps at you, tackling you into the soft roll of one of the waves. You come up sputtering and laughing. Okay, truce. She lets you go and you float on your back, hands resting on your stomach. I like your otter impression. Though I hope you never run into a blood otter. Those things are nasty. Tiny teeth, big flippers. How many scary sea creatures have blood in their name? A lot. That's one of the cool things about the ocean. She's always trying to kill you. I mean, okay, that's one way to put it. Okay, that might be a tiny bit weird. Imtura laughs as she joins you, laying back in the water so you're both staring up at the sky. What do you think? Have you gotten enough ocean to last you for a few weeks? Though I wouldn't say no to staying out here a bit longer. I'd like you to wrap your big, strong arms around me. You can't resist me, can you? Never. With a crooked grin, she picks you up out of the water and carries you to shore, her muscles flexing as they tighten around you. She lays you down in the sand, bracing herself over you so she can lean down and capture your lips. I never thought I'd have this. She kisses you gently at first, her tusks digging teasingly in your skin, but then you pull her closer. It's like you've set something loose. You dig your fingers into her muscular back as she kisses, turn frenzied like she wants to taste every inch of your mouth. I didn't see a lot of couples growing up. Skullcrusher and my mother were close, but they were always so independent. Wait, Skullcrusher and your mom? Imtura laughs, a boisterous sound that sends warmth curling through you. I didn't think I would ever find someone like you, Rain. Someone I could be this close to. She ducks down to kiss at your neck, the slight sting from her tusks making you gasp as she nips at the tender skin. Then she's trailing kisses down your chest, following the rivulets of salty water as they drip down your body. I don't think you're nearly close enough. She lets out some of her weight drop on you, pressing you into the sand and sending a wave of desire rushing through you. You lean up to clasp your lips together again, grabbing onto one of her horns to anchor yourself. Now I've got you right where I want you. The only question is, what do you want? Plunder my booty. I had to make a pirate joke, leave me alone. Let's just lay here. That sounds nice. She steals one final kiss, slow, tender, before dropping down beside you in the sand. You roll over to rest your head on her chest, listening to the steady beat of her heart as she traces nonsense patterns along your back. So, Skullcrusher and Ventra. That's what you got from that. Hey, you can't blame me for being curious. Imtura rolls her eyes, and even she presses a soft kiss to your top of your head. But for the record, I'm glad I found you. I love you, Imtura. I love you too, Rain. There's no one I'd rather be with. With water lapping at your skin and the roar of the waves in your ears, you let time slip away. You know the diamond choice we didn't get is to love thyself. Each and every one of you should do that today. Think of something nice about yourself and say it out loud to yourself. A few hours later, you and your friends regroup at the palace where festivities are just getting underway. Valax steps into the middle of the ballroom, addressing the crowd. Welcome, friends. We are honored to have the heroes of the realm in our midst. Cautious whispers fill the gilded space, and a trepid clap or two gives way to awkward silence. So much for a warm welcome. Well, we kind of crashed their worlds on top of each other. I can understand them being a little annoyed. It was for a greater good. Tyril, what did we say about the greater good? We avoid pontification on it in public because it's a complicated issue. Please enjoy yourselves. As the crowd goes back to mingling, Valax turns to the rest of you. Now, I have prepared a detailed itinerary for the festivities. I can't wait to see what you have planned. You already know what I have planned, Rain. You helped plan it. Listen, I wasn't here for this. Act like we weren't. Which is exactly why there's nothing to be nervous about. I'm not nervous. Who said I was nervous? I was very nervous my very first time. What? Nia, what? But that was just justified. You were searching for a murderous imposter. And pretty much every party since the last has just been as bad. So you're way out of the curve, Valax. I just wanted to make sure there was something that each of you could enjoy while you're here. Well then, show us what you've... You're interrupted as a guard comes rushing through the doors, looking panicked.
Your Majesty, there's been another collapse, this time in the mountains to the west. A landslide.
That area was stable. Or was it disturbed? Imtura eyes you. Aftershocks of the realm settling? Things have been quiet for weeks now. I don't like this. The why doesn't matter, duty calls. Please enjoy the party. I will return. You catch her by the arm, barely able to pull back against the supernatural strength. You don't have to do this alone, Valax. Rescue party. Just have party in it. No. If you really wish to help, I suppose I can give you this before tonight's banquet. She snaps her fingers, and a dashing ensemble worthy of a hero of Morella and the Ash Empire appears in her arms. I wanted to allow you to customize it further, but I have at least begun the first 12 layers of protective enchantments. 12? Valax, you had this made for me. My people still fear you, Rain. They have been told to do it for so long that they know no other way. I wanted to show them the way they should see you, the way I see you, my friend. Yes, welcome. You now look like someone who would do well in a Gladiator movie. You emerge, after getting changed, to stunned silence from all of your friends. Kate's love, Rain. You look wonderful. I had so many adjustments I wanted to make, but you're perfect. We really need to get a portrait done. I'll take 2. Tyril and Imtura, what do you think? When I was young, my Kilma told me I would live in an age of heroes. Seeing you like this, I believe it. You look great, Rain. Now, what do you say we get to that beautiful thing dirty? Ah, I see what you did there. You hurry outside the palace after Valax, but she stops with a frown as she examines the horizon. They said the west side of the mountains, but it's too sheer, Rain. No one should have been able to disturb it. Let's just focus on getting there. We'll worry about how it happened later. I should use my topography to figure out the most likely location, blink ahead of the group to get there faster. Topography helps everyone. You look to the west and study the jagged silhouette of the mountains, using that to find the sheerest section of cliff. I think I know where it is. Follow me. You and your party rush to the base of the landslide, where fires burn, stone and rubble of toppled buildings, trapped people inside. Please, help! We're stuck! I should dissolve the stone with a chemical, peer in to find the easiest way out. We'll just dissolve it. Wolfmater serum should be able to cut through this. I'll get some cloud poppy pollen to contain it. You pour the serum over the stone, dissolving it and revealing several dust-covered survivors. As soon as there's enough space for them to get out, Aerin sprinkles pollen over the remains of the serum, halting its progress. It's okay. You're safe now. You reach in to pull them out, but one familiar wide-eyed face only shivers in the darkness. Eliane, it's me. You look like one of those heroes in my storybooks. You like it? Your princess picked it out for me. She's the one who sent me to save you. You carefully help them out of the collapsed building, only for them to wince, clutching their arm where a cut bleeds sluggishly. I'll heal the cut, tell them how brave they are. I'm gonna heal the cut. The other one's stupid. I know it hurts, but don't worry. I'm gonna take care of it. You take their hand and begin carefully channeling the light in it and watching as the gash on their arm closes. See? All better. They throw their arms around you and give you a tight squeeze. Thank you. Once you've gotten everyone to safety and set the guards to clear the remaining debris, you regroup with your friends at the edge of the landslide. We should probably get back. We've still got a banquet ahead of us and the entertainment after. Perhaps we can take the long way there. I am coming to realize I'm not particularly fond of parties. Ha! What'd I tell you? You owe me 30 gold, Imtura. Damn, I thought you'd at least hold out until the end of the night. As the sun begins to set, you and your companions stroll through the field, heading to the direction of Valax's palace. You know, I think today is just what we needed. Hey, Wallace came with. I mean, apart from the landslide that nearly crushed a dozen people. That's small potatoes to what we usually deal with. Further down the road, you see Cade and Cherta waving their hands as they approach, Thrap perched on Cade's shoulder. You there! We missed you. Cade will have to recite his ballad again. I told you it's not ready, Chair. Willow said it reminded them of trees. But Willow loves trees. Yes, but they didn't say which trees. Never trust a vague praise, Rain. Well, I personally don't think it featured enough of me. I'm sure that's just because Cade's writing you a ballad of your very own. Yeah, it's definitely that. And for a moment, everything is perfect. Then the cicada's song becomes screams, the sound going abruptly silent as a shadow passes over you. The whole world shakes as a towering figure flattens the field right in front of you. What the? Mr. or Mrs. Gold Warrior thing. It can't be. Kate, Threp, get out of here. Valax is right beside you one moment and 60 feet behind you the next as the figure slams into her, leaving her groaning on the ground. Wallace, go check on your mom. Stay out of sight. Rain, we need to... The golden hand tears across Mal's face, throwing him into the dirt. Rage flares in your belly as it turns its masked gaze to you.
Realm Walker.
This is my home and it's under my protection. I'm going to break you into pieces, make you regret ever coming here. I'm gonna break you into pieces. Drawing on your fury, seeing your friends hurt, you throw out a massive blast of shadow magic. Get out of my realm. But, even with all that force, the only evidence you even struck it is the smallest crack in the figure's mask. Rain! Tyril grabs you by the back of your clothes, yanking you away, just as the warrior draws a massive sword from its hip and swipes at you. Imtura leaps in front of you, taking 2 quick swings at the creature, but her axes merely glance off its metallic skin as it abruptly takes to the sky.
What in the sunken hells is this thing?
Winged warrior, right? It has wings, yeah. No, the winged warrior. Apocryphal figure from the medieval pantheon. Its wings are supposed to be less shiny, though. Can we maybe save the story for after we kill it? I don't think you can kill it, Rain. Well, let's try something, please. I'm feeling even more useless than usual. Tosses another vial up at the warrior, the glass shattering against it, but whatever alchemical concoction was inside it just drips against its body. Mal spits through the bloody teeth as he limps past you, daggers clutched in his fists. We've gotta get it back on the ground and keep it distracted. Then the rest of us can strike it when it least expects it. Valax, good get... She's not moving, Rain. We'll fix that. A small flare of shadow lights in Nia's eyes for a moment before she rushes across the field. You turn back to the warrior in the sky. I'll bring it down. I should hold it in place, tangle its wings up. Let's go with the wings. You lash your chains up and around the creature and then give it a harsh yank. Flecks of liquid gold drip from its wings as you slowly rein the figure in, dragging it back down to the ground. Got it. Then it throws its wings out, the force of it jerking you forward, face first, into the dirt. You brace yourself for impact, but all you feel is a sudden flare of electricity and crackle over your skin, completely surrounding you. When you hit the ground, it's like your outfit absorbs the shock, leaving you none the worse. I love new clothes. Yes, it protected you versus the ground. How about the fighter? You get to your feet just as an ear-piercing roar bellows out from behind you. Oh no, she mad. Well, that's more like it. Alex unleashes a column of purple flame right at the figure's face. But even standing in the fire, its body doesn't char or melt.
That's not great. Next plan?
I don't know. Your voice abruptly cuts off as though someone has seized your vocal cords. There's another presence inside you. They've taken control, yet they're incomplete, like only a fragment of a person.
This warrior is not of your world, and you will not be able to harm it with your mortal weapons and abilities.
Rain, are you feeling alright? You want to answer, but something else responds first. It's your voice, speaking the words, but not you.
Use the energy surrounding the warrior to empower yourself, the same way you do when you realm walk.
I love a little self-pep talk as much as the next guy kicked, but we gotta go.
Yes, go.
The presence leaves you as quickly as it came. What was that? I have no clue. It's the only idea we've got on how to handle this thing. You sprint right at the warrior, feeling a strange energy flowing through you as you do, cold and searing all at once. But before you can channel it, the warrior spins, swinging out at you with a massive blade. Quickly, you step to the side, but when you turn back to the warrior, it's barely moving.
The rest of the world also still. What's happening to me? Then the voice returns, seizing control of your body for just a quick moment. You have been hastened. So, we have our old abilities that are passive, and then we have new abilities. Looks like we got a free one. You unlock the haste skill. Oh, you're in trouble now, Goldie. I just need something to hurt you now. You place your hand on the giant metallic skin, leeching the energy out of it and shaping it into something new. Swear to God if you force this on me. Okay, we have a scythe, spell shot, a shield. No, we need something to hurt it, so... yeah, scythe. Power flares within you as you summon a spectral weapon into your hand. Ancestors above and below! Has she always been able to do that? I wish she held out on you that much, but no. Slice through its chest. Let's see, the other one would be bash across the face and shoot it with lightning. Slice across through its chest. You feel your smile grow as you spin the scythe in your hands with all the deftness of a kid who was raised on a farm. Just like the fields back home. Swing down, leaving an elegant slice just beneath its clavicle. It staggers back as the wound begins to drip golden blood. How's that feel? But then something changes. The air goes icy cold as the warrior rights itself, and you swear you can feel its gaze burning into you. A blast of wind shoots out from the figure, its minimal clothing whipping through the air. You blink, and it's right in front of you. You barely manage to bring your spectral weapon up in time to block its massive sword. Look, we leveled again. Woo!
Level up!
Alright, so this is where we pick something. Well, we don't really have diplomacy. We have dominate, giggity, guide, befuddle. You know what? I'm gonna dominate this bad boy. I told you to leave. But then it's gone again, and you barely catch sight of a blur of gold as it heads right for your friends. No! You feel the spectral weapon slip through your fingers and disappears. Your focus gives way to panic as the warrior appears in front of Tyril. We need to... The warrior plunges its blade straight through his chest and out the other side. Tyril! His eyes are wide as he topples to the ground, but knee is there moments later, hands already glowing with magic. I've got him! Nia, no! He doesn't see as the warrior raises its blade, cutting her chest open, her body tumbling back onto the ground. You feel your feet pound on the dirt as you rush towards them, realizing you have to make an awful choice. As you do. Oh. Yeah. Rush to Nia's side, cradling her head in your lap as you place your hands over the gaping wound on her chest. Hang on, I'm gonna heal you just the way you taught me. But even as her skin begins to knit back together, blood continues to leak from the wound and her breathing grows shallower. Nia, stay with me. It's okay. I've done this before. No, I'm not losing you again. And I can't lose you again. You have to let me go. You look around wildly for help, eyes landing on Tyril, who's splayed out on the ground, bleeding and unnaturally still. Where I'm going, it's so beautiful. So many rivers and rain. It can't end like this. I won't let it. Rain, I love. Your heart shatters as you watch the light fade from her eyes, her head dropping limply to the side, a serene smile still on her face. No. But you're jerked back into the present by the sound of metal clashing. You roll around to see Mal holding back the warrior's sword with his dagger, his eyes full of rage.
You son of a... You'll pay for that!
At the same time, Churta throws wave after wave of true magic at the warrior, only for them to shrug it off like a warm breeze. Damn it! Your stomach drops as you realize you can't see Cade anymore. Cade! Cade! You force yourself back onto your feet, scanning the battlefield as Mal lashes out at the figure with his blades. But then the warrior strikes out his hand, catching Mal around the throat and lifting him off the ground. There's a loud crack as the warrior squeezes its hand, snapping Mal's neck. Mal! Valax slams into the warrior in her dragon form moments too late. Mal falls to the ground like a child's forgotten plaything. You step towards him only for strong arms to pull you back. We have to stay focused, Rain. For them, we... The warrior is suddenly behind her, its blade embedded halfway through her side, but even as blood starts to pour, she spins with her axes. You think that'll take me down? I have more impressive pieces of gold in my desk drawer. Spectral weapon starts to form in your hands when the warrior whips his sword around again, nearly cutting her in half. No! You scream as she crumples to the ground, the warrior merely watching you rather than moving to attack. No, why are you doing this? The warrior doesn't answer. Why won't you fight me? We have to run, Rain. But you hardly hear his words as you launch yourself at the warrior again, overwhelmed by rage and sorrow. The warrior finally raises his blade towards you, only for Aerin to get between you. Oh, you idiot! Those mischievous eyes, they go blank as the warrior slits Aerin's throat. He lets out a choked gurgle as he drops to his knees, holding your gaze to the last. Aerin. Valax takes to the sky, letting out another gout of magical flame. The warrior beats its wings and flies right through it. It slams into Valax, breaking through her skeletal ribs to grab a hold of the glowing core in her chest, and then rips it right out. It's kind of like literally pulling her heart out. She shifts back to her regular form, calling out to you. She crashes to the ground, a gaping hole in her chest. Rain! Wallace bursts out of his hiding place and charges the warrior right as its feet touch the ground again. Wallace, no! With a flick of the warrior's wrist, Wallace is thrown back, bones cracking as he lands and goes limp.
Touched by shadow.
The warrior stalks across the field and your stomach drops as you see Cade. Cade, run! Run! You sprint to beat the warrior to Cade, your lungs screaming along with your heart. The warrior raises its blade. No! I don't like you. I thought you were cool for like 12 seconds. It's over in an instant, yet the pain lasts forever. You stare down at your chest where the hilt of the warrior's blade sticks out. Then everything goes black. You don't know what happened to Kate, Churta, Willow, Thrap, or Lula. Maybe you never will. Endings are hard, Cade always said. But so are beginnings. What? I'm sorry. What? Okay, well, first and foremost, before we continue, or I say what I gotta say, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Especially if you enjoy all the work that I do, the voices, and the whole 9 yards. Other than that, Chapter 2, You've Lost It All. There's no coming back. This is the end of the story. Or maybe a new beginning. Okay, so we haven't seen that in a long while, but we'll have to see. Because as it says, or is it a new beginning? we haven't seen that kind of loss in a while. It kind of like reminds me of other people's, like if you remember It Lives Below, right? Because we made sure no one was lost except for us, versus other people's playthroughs, they lost some people or all people. And then Endless Summer was another one. So yeah, no, we haven't seen that. I've been challenging choices for a while to do something like that, and lo and behold, here we are. But is it going to be completely pointless? And the whole, or maybe a new beginning, is just that. I guess we'll get to see. Otherwise, yeah, no, hopefully you did enjoy. Like, I picked every diamond choice, so please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Because I continue to do that for you guys. Other than that, thanks for watching. Catch you all in the next video. Peace out.